Hello traders, welcome to another weekly Forex Forecast, and this is Trade Forex with Gabe. My name is Gabriel Ujimado, and I will be taking you through the market setups and trading occasions for November 6th through to November the 10th. In case you traded last week, you will recall I was warning and saying last week wasn't a week to be a superhero in trading. It's a week that most traders would like to trade defensively, protect their capital. Well, if you traded aggressively, probably you've given money back to the market. Well, I'm still caught up in one of those trades, and I will be looking at some of the analysis we projected or forecasted for last week. In case you still have some trades running on those pairs, I will try to give you my perspective on the things that happened and why I was warning that last week wasn't a week to be one of those superheroes or trading aggressively in the market. Well, let's look at what the week has for us, for those who are starting fresh this week. So the week, as always, we'd like to look at the fundamentals and the economic calendars for the week. And one interesting news we'll have here will be interest rate decision around the Australian dollar, where we expect to have a rate hike from 4.1 to 4.35. We'll see how that plays out. No one can predict. The market will just have to wait to see what the Reserve Bank of Australia have to say about that, or if they will implement it. On Wednesday, we'll see inflation data quarter in quarter coming out from New Zealand, and then we also have major central bank governors speak, Bank of England and the Fed chair, that's Paul, speak. And on Thursday, we'll have unemployment claims on Thursday. And then on Friday, we'll have GDP data coming out from Great Britain. I think pretty much we'll have a clear run for the week. Not so much of volatility is expected into this week. So what we'll see here, looking at the currency strength meter, you will see that the dollar has lost tremendous strength also with Swiss franc. Now, last week, you will recall that we had the FOMC data, the interest rate decision, and the Fed maintained interest rates without hiking it. Now, following that interest rate decisions in which of course, it was expected to be maintained, but then the statement following it wasn't hawkish at all. So nothing changed from the data and the statement from October. So what we see is like 2 months, the Feds are pretty much not changing their decisions and looking more dovish. Now, following with the NFP news, non-farm payroll news on Friday, this further led to more liquidation on USD, on USD trades. So you could see that wide sell-off on the dollar, and this also dragged the Swiss franc alongside with it. So the top pairs of last week, which was Swiss franc and USD, you could see in one swipe they are now back to major bearish sentiment across them, and then we have these commodity pairs making it to the bullish side of the strength meter. So into this week, my top pair I will be looking to trade, it will be the Canadian dollar to the downside, and pairing it up with Australian dollar, Euro, GBP, or NZD. This will be my best pair. So I would like to still stay away from Swiss franc and US dollar for the while, and also Japanese yen. So far this week, I will only be concentrating my attention on Canadian dollar to the downside, and looking at setups wherein I can go long with Australian dollar, Euro, New Zealand, or GBP. You can see here that we don't have, this is almost bullish to neutral at a score of 0.1 for New Zealand and GBP 0.1. Well, I will be walking you through all of those setups as we proceed. So my trades, my top pairs for the week will be Australian dollar to Canadian dollar to the upside, but then don't forget we have interest rate decision to affect Australian dollar on Tuesday. Then we will, I'm looking to also trade EURCAD to the upside, GBPCAD to the upside, and New Zealand CAD to the upside. After this analysis, I will walk you through some of the trades from the previous week, and so you could gain some more perspective on that. The market left a lot of hints on those that we could be seeing those reversals. Well, I will be coming back to that. In the meantime, let's get right on the charts to see exactly what the market holds for us. So starting up with Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, you will see here we also have same hint we had from last week. Okay, we have this reversal pattern. This is an inverse head and shoulder pattern, and of course it's leading to the break away from this downward channel. So I would like to see, let me get right into here. Sometimes this gets a little bit funny. So I would like to see some level of correction either to this point, or probably it could even we could see more correction. And you know, once we get that bullish setup, the market is ready to go back up, then I'll be looking to go in. But sometimes you could see that price right from this point could just rally into the profit target, and this is our profit target, which is 0.8956. But if we get that retracement, this will be a good place to have some level of better risk to reward ratio. You see, we had a massive momentum from last week, so any correction to the downside towards this key level, and if we exceed this and we're testing this other side, then this would be a good place to look for a nice entry to give us a better risk risk reward ratio. Next on the line is EURCAD. Just a moment. So EURCAD also, we're looking to trade to the upside. So if you look closely on this, nicely put, for the last about 6 weeks now, we've been having nice higher highs, higher lows, and price have been traveling within this channel. So a good trigger for me will be to see price break away from this descending, this temporal bearish pattern that we have here. So if you want to see it more clearly, you can go down to lower time frames such as H1 or even M30, and then you will have more clarity to see exactly where the breakout could start occurring. So any breakout away from this channel, the red one you see, I would like to go in on this trade, and my targets will be towards the 1.4792 level. Okay, so that is pretty clear. Next on my list is GBPCAD. GBPCAD. Okay, this is not GBPCAD I was looking for. Just a moment. So GBPCAD, this is it. All right, so GBPCAD, here we have another ascending pattern within a channel. So we closed the week with very strong momentum, bouncing away from a very key level. That's the lower boundary of this channel. So, and you can see where we got that pause, and corresponding to this key level of resistance, and that's 1.6944. So I won't be hasty to go in on this trade. I would like to see price, if price is going to make any correction towards the lower boundary again, then I'm looking for a break away from this pattern or this level, and also probably a break away from any channel we could find around this zone. This will give me a better risk to reward ratio, but ultimately I will be targeting any of these, starting with the first one, which is 1.7050 level. Okay, so this is my thoughts on GBP Canadian dollar. Okay, GBP CAD. Next on the list will be NZDCAD. Just a moment. NZDCAD. Just a moment. Okay, there you are. So on NZDCAD, we're still within the framework of a downward channel. But then look at the hints the market always leaves. So for a downtrend to continue to be called a downtrend, it must continue to form lower lows and lower highs. But here we have a little hint. Price, despite the massive sell-off, was unable to create a new lower low. So I will get skeptical about this, and it favors that this kind of setup favors that it means that price will be looking to break out of the last high that we have here. So this high. So if price is able to break away from this, then we're potentially seeing the end of this downtrend. So on the interim, I would like to see if price breaks away from this, then my first target would be towards the 0.8267 level. You see that? Okay, so and if we continue to make new highs, then the next target will be 0.8293. Probably if price begins to break above here, then we're seeing the end of this downwards channel, and that means we'll start looking for more rally to the upside and for a break above this level, which is 0.8423. Once we're breaking above this, then we start looking at the targets, the profit target for the breakout of this channel. But we will take it week by week to see exactly what the parameters are saying as we trade towards the end of the year. So those these four are the best for me going into the week. So we have there Australian dollar CAD to the upside, but beware of the interest rate decision. We have EURCAD, we have GBPCAD, and we have NZDCAD all to the upside. Now, last week, let's do a quick review on last week, which is October 30 to November the 3rd. How we have and why we have Swiss franc losing strength after we have FOMC, the Fed's retaining rates, and following with a dovish tone without an interest to continue to hike rate, and this started seeing the sell-off of USD. We also have the yield curve also, which was a factor for the sell-off of dollar, but I wouldn't be going deeply into that. So let's go back to the charts in case you still have some trades running on some of those pairs, and I would just like to walk you through. Let's start with NZD Swiss franc. NZD Swiss franc, just a moment. Okay, not this one. Just a moment. NZD Swiss franc. Okay. Did I close it? I can't find it anymore. But this was not the chart we used for the week. Okay, it is. Sorry, I was looking on H1 chart. Okay, so pretty much we still have this pair within the framework of bearish pattern, okay, but then this is out of the question completely. So in case you still have more room to wait it out to see if it's going to respect the upper boundary of this channel, then fine and good, but it's still within the framework of a downtrend, so to say. So you can see that no chance for any selling. In the last video, if you recalled, I was saying wait for the breakout. I think I gave something like this. I did something like this. If you recall, if you watched the video, I was saying we need to get a proper entry, you need to have price begin to give you that breakout from this uptrend, because this is now giving us an uptrend, higher highs, higher lows. So I said wait for the breakout. So there was absolute no signal on this to even attempt any selling opportunity. Now let's look at the next one. So NZDCAD is out of the way. I don't know if anyone traded it. Now next one was CAD Swiss franc, and on CAD Swiss franc I recall saying we have, this is more like a textbook continuation pattern, but you see, whenever we have a channel or a rectangle pattern, I often have learned by experience that the breakout can happen any direction. And I gave you the targets also. If you watch the video, remember I gave you that if we have a breakout from here, expect that price will rally up to this level. But then I said also that I'm not looking to buy in this trade at all. Even if it breaks, this would be the place I'll start looking for selling opportunity. But unfortunately, this week, Swiss franc is not coming out as a strong pair, so it's on the same bearish section with Canadian dollar, so it's almost going to be ranging going into the week. So there was absolute no trade on this. If you entered a trade from this level, well, probably you're on a little plus on this, but I said I'm not going to buy on this trade. I expected the breakout to be downwards, but it didn't happen that way. Next on the list was GBP Swiss franc, and on GBP Swiss franc, if you recall, we had this inverted head and shoulder, which was a bit of a signal for us that we could be seeing this rally. But then we neglected it and expected that we should start seeing that sell-off. You see that with the whole interest rate, Fed, FOMC, NFP, everything that happened last week, this was just rallying to the moon, or should we say to the sun now? But then there was no trade at all for this. The signals were there that we will be having massive correction after this inverse head and shoulder towards this, and this appeared right at the start of the week. So right now we have seen price attains the profit targets for this inverse head and shoulder. Maybe, just maybe, look, it even exceeded it, and we still have massive momentum to the upside. So going into the week, this is not looking like any trade one should go into. In case you still have any trade here, you should start planning to close it. All right, you should have traded with some minimum risk. And last on Swiss franc pairs was Australian dollar Swiss franc, AUD Swiss franc. Yeah, and this, we also had this interesting signal. Okay, the market always leaves a hint before it does anything, as I've also often said in my classes. All right, so you can see here we had that hint, and right at the start of the week, this was the start of the week here, we saw price rallying to achieve the profit target for this breakout. I gave that expected. I think I gave the first targets that we should have some pulse here, and the second pulse will come around here. But you see, we're even smashing through the second target I gave, which should give us a good place to start seeing a correction. Going into the week, you can see Swiss franc is weak, Australian dollar is strong, and we're possibly having an interest rate decision to favor the Australian dollar with a rate hike. So if you're looking at this from a higher time frame like D1, who knows, we could see a breakaway from 0.5884 level. And let's go back to the USD pairs, starting with NZD USD. Starting with NZD USD. Now, this this is another pair. Well, we achieved the profit target for the breakout. Let me show you that. Okay, the profit target for the breakout of this channel, we achieved it, but I expected more sell-off to the downside. This was our target for last week, and from the beginning of last week, we saw the completion of this inverse head and shoulder pattern, and we saw price reversing. Okay, and I think this happened on Wednesday after FOMC, and finalized on Friday with FOMC. So let me check this out. So this was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yes. So you could see after the interest rate decision was retained or maintained, and with the dovish tone from the Feds, you could see that we started having that sell-off on the dollar. Okay, a sell-off on the dollar, followed by Friday FOMC. Which just saw much more liquidation on dollar pairs. We also had trades. Not okay. No, I didn't trade this, but we also analyzed AUD USD. Let me look at it. AUD USD, and let me recall exactly. So yes, again, this was FOMC. Let me give us the marker. So FOMC was on Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Look at that. And then followed by Friday sell-off. So last week was just a lot of volatility in the markets, a lot of uncertainty. And I want that we should all be careful trading last week. We should all trade defensively, just expose a little bit of your capital to the risk that we saw rise from the start of the week. And lastly, for the trades analyzed from last week, we also not CAD Swiss franc. I think that was USD CAD. United States dollar, Canadian dollar, and right now we were unable to push forward higher after the breakout of this channel. So we could be, well, this is now looking like more or less like a fake out. Yes, looking more like a fake out. We will see as the week resumes, we'll see what this holds for us. But you could see exactly why the warning came from the beginning of the week. We have high uncertainty news. No one knows the direction those news were going to take. The biggest economy in the world having low job employment status, and those data really shattered the USD for the week. So this week USD is off my radar until we get to see clarity more on the direction it will take. For the moment, don't forget our trades, just as analyzed, will be Australian dollar CAD, interest rate decision, EURCAD, GBPCAD, and NZDCAD. All right. So traders, I want to wish you all the best. Don't forget to trade with the best money management, risk exposure to your account, and be profitable. Thank you for joining me. And this is it from my trading desk. Until next week, do have a profitable week ahead. Bye-bye.